Erica Franolich went missing October 13th, 1986, very close to this area. After all these years, once the podcast started coming out, we started getting tips. One of her husband Richard's family members came forward, specifically asked us to search this spot. We had no other reason to search it. The area is littered with caves. It's heavily wooded.
This cave was less of a cave and more of just like a hole in the ground.
That's a great point, because people think cave and they think going into like the side of a hill or a mountain or something that goes up. This was literally a hole, and like what Greg said, it was lined on the walls going down with railroad ties, so that it almost had like sort of grips or something that you could use to hold up the earth around it.
Probably the first four or 5 feet, right? It's a 31-foot vertical shaft, and then it went over, and then it went through a crevice, and then there's another room.
How close was this area to where Erica went missing?
Probably 2 miles, not even maybe.
And where was she last seen?
At the Main Rail Bar, which is now like a coffee shop.
What brought her back to the area about 2 miles from where we searched?
That was where the Franolich home was. We believe her and a group of people left the bar and made it back to the Franolich home. Yeah. But I think sometimes we all need to be reminded that for every day that you don't do something, that you don't act, or you aren't on the offensive, that someone is in great anguish. So when it went dormant like that for years, I mean, when I started getting in touch with Erica's sister, Nada, and she said, we haven't heard from the police since 2012 or 2013. She goes, they just forgot about us. They moved on, you know? So they're heartbroken over that. There are people out there that have the answers. Same thing as Brianna's case. I think there's people that can come forward and put an end to this tomorrow. I know there is. I know his family could.
And you said his family, who? Richard, Erica's husband at the time of her disappearance?
Yeah, they have the answers.
Absolutely. It's one of the few cold cases that I personally feel like is 1 or 2 steps away from being solved. What's your opinion on that?
Well, it's absolutely solvable. Absolutely. And anyone that looks at it will tell you that, professionally or not.